Hey, welcome back to part 4, the Dumont 1949 15-inch Stratford chassis RA105. Today we're going to be working on the main chassis. You can see the image I have. I got a vertical roll, horizontal's out of sync. So I'm hoping paper caps on the main chassis are causing that. And we're gonna start on those first. We still haven't changed any electrolytic. You remember there's 6 of those in cans, and then a couple more axial leads that are mounted on the edge of the chassis. All of those are still original, so we'll be changing those too eventually. Let's get started. Alright, I got a parts order in this morning, so let's get this flyback power supply all finished up. Time to restuff this double section cap, and I'm pretty sure this is 2 separate caps that just join in the center. I'm going to take it apart here and see, but I think that's the way this works. I think I can just take this pick and spread this up. This lip's just crimped around here. Get these old leads out of the way. There you can see it's just crimped over. So I think I can just slowly peel that back. Yep, there it is. Alright, let's see if this will come out. Alrighty. I'm going to cut the ends of these off and just bore a couple of holes, put some new caps in the can, and put them back in on each side. That'll take care of that. Alright, I just sawed these with a hand saw, and I stopped where I can just fold this back like a hinge, and see if we can get this. Now that one, see, it came out pretty easy. Now this one looks a little more solid. Not much paper showing, not any paper showing, so we're going to have to go down in the center of it and just keep working it. Looks like it's loosening up. There we go. Alright, let me get the trash can over here. Try to get all of this old electrolytic compound out of here. Got it cleaned out. Bored a hole right here and right here. So the capacitor lead goes there. And we're going to have to kind of feed these through as we fold this cover back on. Like that. And pull them tight. And there's the 2 leads of the cap. Bore some holes in this other one now. Here's our 2 minus wires, one here and one with that lead on it there. So that'll connect to the 2 minus terminals, and then the plus terminals will run back to chassis ground. And a little bit of hot glue on each end. So now we're ready to put some leads on it and get it mounted back in the power supply. We've got the cap put back in. We still got a out of sync picture, so that's good. I've had this new high voltage probe for several months and I never used it. See, we got a nice carrying case. It's a 2900 Pomona, like the old one I was using, but let's see what we're checking here on high voltage now. And we're about 12,000 volts. Do have some Corona arc right there where I've got that clipped in. Let's check it with this old meter and see. Pretty close. Alright, we're going to call the high voltage power supply finished. Have the shield put back on. Probably try to do a little cleaning on that, but not too concerned about that right now. Changed all the paper caps. If I counted right, I think there's 31. No change in the picture, so we've got other issues there. This is TV channel 6. If you tune the sound in, the picture is washed out. You go a little farther, I think that's the picture. Not sure, but then we lose the sound. So it could be the picture there, I don't know. Anyway, we've got some major issues going on causing that. So I'm going to get the schematic out and we'll start doing some troubleshooting. I'll let you know what I find. Not sure if I mentioned it, but once I replace the paper caps in the high voltage or the flyback power supply, that relay, it works fine now. Takes about 10 to 15 seconds once you turn the set on, and then that relay energizes, and that more like a soft start 12AU7 controls the relay also. Starting to make some really good progress now. Pictures in sync, both horizontal and vertical. I posted on the Antique Radio forum about this set. Had lots of good comments. I remember one of the comments said you'll find many resistors that have changed value, and I think he was right. What I found on the sync problem, first on the AGC amp, we had no plate voltage, and this is a source right here. There's like 300 volts on this side, about 250 over here. That resistor was open, 33K. On the sync clipper tube, again, no plate voltage. And this 100K resistor was open. Now that is a 2-watt resistor. Change them two resistors. Both these tubes working now. And I did notice this AGC control, which is a pot that's mounted on the top of the chassis there that you can get to from the top, wasn't doing anything. And I can see why, because the tube wasn't working. I think my best option is to go through this. I need to go through it and check all the resistors, because I've already run into several that have increased in value, and I'm about to the point where I think I'm going to, if they're reading very far off, I'm just going to put new ones in. And I am using this Sam's. I did find a mistake. Well, it's not a mistake. I think it's a chassis revision. Horizontal sync tube. Sam's is showing pin 2 is having voltage on it, and on the Dumont schematic, pin 2 is just tied to ground. So I'm kind of using both schematics. I have the Sam's here in front of me, and then I have the Dumont's right over there on the bench in case I need to reference it. Had a really good day. I was able to get that sync problem straightened out. Funny thing about a problem like that, I worked on it for probably a couple of hours this morning. Well, I'm not getting anywhere, so let's just take a break and eat lunch. Took a couple of hours off, came back this afternoon and found those two resistors in about 15 minutes. I remember when we had the TV repair shop, I was a bench technician, same experience then. I'd have as my dad would say, a dog to try to figure out, and I'd work, and if you just get away from it and come back, a lot of times you'll find it really quick. But happy with my progress. Tomorrow we're going to be checking those resistors, and I am going to just start changing them. If they're more than 20% off tolerance, they're going to get new ones. That should make the set work really well for a long time. It looks good right now. I know with this camera it looks kind of washed out, but it has a nice picture. It's in proportion, so I think we're about to get it.
Could help you save.
These are all still original chassis mounted electrolytics. I have not replaced one of them yet, and I will. I'm not going to leave them old ones in, but that's pretty amazing that they came back to life and they're working fine. I think, yeah, this one is getting a little warm, but the rest of them are just normal temperature. So that's pretty amazing for a set made in 1949. And I think these are the original electrolytics, and they still work. Well, it's a new day, and we're going to be checking resistors on this chassis. So let's get into that. My plan on these resistors is to concentrate on this section here, because this is a horizontal vertical sync circuits all below this metal divider here. So all of this we're going to check first, and then there's not too many resistors up here, so we'll check them too, but right now I'm going to be concentrating on this area. Well, after checking resistors in the lower section, I went ahead and done this section too, and we've replaced probably 6 or 7. There they are, and that's that 0.1 cap that I mentioned earlier, and the 2 safety caps go on the AC line to ground. And while I'm under the chassis here, before I restuff them electrolytics, the can type, I'm going to clean these 2 controls while I'm here, and I'll clean these other controls on the back panel and the ones on the front panel also. Not the wire wound, but these two, clean the switch. Well, that's going to do it for part 4. In part 5 we're going to begin working on those, restuffing those electrolytics. So thanks for watching. See you in part 5. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, and we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel. Thanks.